Okay, intro time. That's like the hardest part.
What are we doing for an intro? Should we just keep it at like welcome to Vidiots on call or something?
No, we gotta do like a music thing. Still waiting on those beats by some certain person that I'm not gonna name. Who needs to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, I think we're just gonna make a beat ourselves. Ready?
What?
Podcast time with Luke and Aryan. You're gonna listen to this podcast.
That's right, you are. Podcast time.
It's Vidiots on call.
What's up?
Okay, that was actually pretty sick intro.
It was probably the opposite of sick.
Alright, I don't know. I'm gonna listen to that. It actually sounds kind of cool.
Anyways, welcome to Vidiots on call. I'm your co-host Aryan.
I'm your host Luke.
You're not the host. You're the co-host.
Sorry.
It's co-host here.
I don't know about that. I mean, like, it's my mic, it's my computer, it's my editing software, it's my idea.
Okay, well, how about this? I leave, and then you just do the podcast yourself.
Oof.
How about we do that, huh? How about we go?
You know. Hey,
I can leave right now.
I think it's like a Don Cherry, Ron McClane kind of thing. You know?
No, it's not. It's not.
No.
It's an equal partnership unless you're like it's not, and I'll go.
It is totally equal.
Are you sure? Because I can leave right now.
It's totally equal.
You forgot what part's is silent.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's totally equal.
Not. Exactly. Alright guys, welcome to Vidiots on Call. This is episode 5 you're listening to. We've got a great thing set up for you guys, but first we need to answer the questions.
Yes.
Yeah, we get questions now. We're pretty cool, right?
Yes.
So you have the celery?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want, you could read out the question.
The question is just straight up ASMR.
So that's not a question.
But it's a suggestion.
So here's what's gonna happen.
Wait, when you gotta get the container, we gotta get the. It's gotta be the opening of the container.
No, trust me. Just Luke. Just
opening of the container is part of
follow
it.
my lead. No, it's
No,
not. It's
shut
not.
up.
Just shut up.
Shut up.
It's not part of it.
Yes, it is.
It's
okay,
not.
It is.
Guys, it's not.
Okay, fine. Container is off.
Okay.
Container's on.
Here's what's gonna happen. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, everyone's gonna go silent for like 2 seconds, and then you follow my lead. Okay, ready?
Welcome to celery eating ASMR. Today, we're gonna eat celery. This is me eating celery. Ready? 3, 2, 1. This is me severely grossed out about what I just saw, but I will continue with another stick of celery.
That was so gross.
That was disgusting.
I could not look at you at all.
I hope you feel refreshed and relaxed, guys.
Yeah,
I know I did.
Because that totally didn't sound gross.
But I'm just gonna continue to eat celery on this podcast now.
Please stop. No, I can't watch you eat celery. You're like fucking. You're like legitimately the Tasmanian devil. Like you're just like. It was just so much. Oh man, that was gross.
I get that a lot in history class. I don't know if you guys have history with me.
Probably
Y'all
not.
know I pull out the vegetables and I eat celery, and everyone's like, "Dude, what the fuck? You sound like it's the loudest noise ever when you eat celery."
It's like, are you like grinding diamonds? Is that what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Are you putting sand in a shredder?
This kind of
Are you scraping?
This kind of reminds me. Okay, do you remember that episode of How I Met Your Mother?
I know, and that's what I'm.
That's what you're referring to.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
When Lily like eats like a fucking giant dinosaur.
Yeah. So today was our exams.
Oh, it
Our
was.
first exam. How's that? We had the same exam today.
Yeah, we did.
Did you study?
No, I didn't study for shit.
Yeah, I could hear you like being like so confused because I heard you at one point. You're like, okay, Luke, you can do this. Okay, and then you
like,
flipped over the page.
Yeah, okay, so I was like I was midway through the exam and I was like, okay, I can do it. And I flipped through the pages. And there's like 8 more pages left. I was like, fuck, like that, whispering to myself. And the teacher looked up and just looked at me and started laughing. I was like, yes.
Did you finish?
Yeah, I finished.
Yeah.
I had extra time anyways, so it doesn't matter. I finished before the extra time even ended.
You know what my
Sorry.
friend wrote? So we had like this diagram part, you know, and it was like pointing to a space between 2 characters. So basically we were doing a graphics exam. And he didn't know what it was. So he was like, a name I think was optical spacing, but like
I said kerning.
But he put down space, and then he was like, this is a space commonly mistaken for the endless void, which is the friend zone.
Oh my god. I like Mr. Lazy. Sorry.
Like, I feel like
I like the teacher because what he did was
you can't say the name and be like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say the name.
Sorry, I hope you guys didn't hear that.
You have to beep it out now. You know that.
Yeah. Okay. How do I do that?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
All right.
You have time.
I'll do it in iMovie or some shit.
You can't do it in iMovie. You can do it right here.
You can. I don't want to use Audition. I don't know how to use it.
Screw you.
I like the teacher. Because what he did was...
He's actually an amazing teacher.
Great guy. So much fun. Or girl.
Wow.
We're not using any personifications here. Anyways, he or she is a great person / teacher.
You could just be like, that person... Could you stop eating the celery? Like,
yeah, okay,
would it kill you?
It's a man. Okay, Drives the guy.
What are the exams you have?
I also have history and drama. Drama exam I'm nervous for because the teacher, the teacher usually gives us a monologue or something to do. But this year, we have to write an actual exam on like theater history and all this crap like that. I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I'm nervous for that. It's tomorrow and I haven't studied yet.
I have exams. I have an English exam, biology exam, and then I have a mechanics exam.
You have all... oh my god, you have 4 exams.
I have 4 exams, yeah.
Shit.
A lot of people this year had 4 exams.
I have 3. I'm gonna have 1 next year.
What?
I have one next year.
They're super like... They're like really stressful events, these exams.
Yeah, they are.
Like they're beyond... But like, here's the weird thing. The stress, for the most part, doesn't hit me until the day of the exam. Leading up to it, I kind of get a little bit stressed, but then like...
Not much. And then like the minute you see the exam, you're like, oh, god damn.
You're like, oh man, I wish I read that one chapter.
Yeah.
Because I was like... Because like, okay, so I have an English exam tomorrow, and I have to like write an essay. And like, I was calculating. To get the mark that I want, I have to get 116% on the exam.
What are you getting right now?
It's not really important, but
is this for bio?
No, for English.
Oh,
bio, I'm actually not too bad on. I think I'm okay for bio actually. It's a 30% exam, which is the biggest exam that I have. Stop. You would not die if you just didn't eat celery. You will sustain your energy throughout this whole thing. I swear to God, if that celery would cure any disease you had in your body, I would throw it out right now.
This is ASMR. No, I'm joking. All right, anyways, yeah, I agree. They are, and I think it's kind of nuts how you get like 30% of your mark on one test. I mean that's not nuts though, because like in university, well, your professor would give you like five like little assignments, and they'd be like 10%, and then you have like a 90% exam. That's what you do in basically a tech, right? It's basically the same thing, like 5 little assignments that basically
but those 5 little assignments lead up to 70%, and you have a 30% exam. What I'm saying is like in university, you do like 30% stuff, and then you'd have a 70% exam.
Oh shit!
So then you would need to like you don't have much of a choice as to what to do. You have to study. Like you don't have, and studying kind of hard. Like
I don't know how to study because like I tend to like I'm not good at doing projects because I know what I'm supposed to do. I have guidelines. But for studying, there's no guidelines. You don't really know what to do for studying.
I think that's kind of like a trouble of how like they teach children. It's very like structured, but like
studying is.
It should be a little bit more open. It should be like like teaching lessons, right? Like especially with our graphics teacher, like he's very much like, this is what you can do, this is what you could do, and it's like kind of the information comes to you, and then you create your own structure. But I think a lot of times in school they don't teach like that. They're very much like you have to do it my way, or you won't pass.
Exactly.
So you learn that structure, but then every class you have to learn a new structure, and the next year everything refreshes.
Exactly. It's nuts.
I think.
You know what I love?
Studying for me is
Sorry,
hard.
you know what I love is that grace period. So, say example, I'm finishing my exams on Monday. I mean Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 days of like no stress because literally nothing is gonna stress you out between those 6 days other than personal issues.
Wow, look at you. I don't finish. I finished the last day of exams.
Oh shit! It's
And
Wednesday.
then I go to exam review the next day.
Jeez. Yeah. So, Arian's unlucky, but I'm pretty lucky in that sense because I get to like relax 6
No, but
days
here's the
and
thing.
like.
I don't mind exams. Usually I'm against standardized tests because it's like I do very bad on tests.
That's why you're against it.
No. Here's the thing. I know knowledge. I know all the knowledge for the most part. I got everything down pat. But then like it's just that test environment
Yeah.
that just messes me up. That makes me second guess everything that I was thinking. You know, like. So let me give an example with the graphics exam. So
Right.
it would be like, okay, CMYK is like a way of coloring. It's used in printers. It's fine. It's like a color model. And then CMY are cyan, magenta, and yellow, and those are colors. And then K is a shade, which is black. And then I knew that whenever it was like graphic colors, it was only specifically talking about C, M, and Y. Right? But then there was like one option, sorry guys, C, M.
My bird is crazy loud.
Yeah, C, M, Y, and K. And then
Right.
I was like, is it K? Is it not K? What's going on? And I was kind of like,
Confusing.
Yeah.
Like the exam itself was confusing.
No,
It's
but
hard.
I think I kept second guessing myself because of the environment. I was like, if I don't get this right, I'm screwed.
You know what?
Because
Though?
tests are always weighted so much.
Exactly. And you know what? I like. You know what I liked? What I like better than tests is projects because in that graphics course, for example, if you gave me a project, I could do it no problem on Illustrator. But if you had to describe what I was doing in the project, that's a little hard because like you have to like when you're doing like Illustrator, I just know what I'm doing when I'm designing things. I just know.
Was that why you kept saying fuck?
Right, because I don't really know the terms. I don't know like for example with like kerning and typography, I just kind of go with what looks nice and what looks pretty. Like I don't.
You really shouldn't.
I mean like for like certain things like
Honestly, you shouldn't.
I eyeball it kind of thing, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Like he even said himself, it doesn't need to be perfect with typography.
But like, it should be because it looks nicer.
Exactly, but like. Most of the time when I eyeball it, I get it
like,
right. It looks good.
like
I
not-
go with the idea that I need to have 1/3 of this in
Like
my.
not even just like. Here's the thing. I'm okay. I'm all for exams, but I'm not for tests. I think throughout the school year, assignments should be used to determine what a student knows about.
That's what I
that
like.
thing.
Yeah, I like
Right?
those. I like those units
And
that don't even
sure,
have a test.
Yeah, for teachers, it's a lot harder to mark, and honestly, I feel bad about that. But like, you're just making it harder for the student to succeed, and isn't that why you became a teacher to help people
Exactly.
succeed?
And you know what?
I'm like, but then exams that makes sense because it's just they're not hard questions. They're not meant to trick you. They're just supposed to test the knowledge that you know, and you sort of learn.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. That's not
You
a
know-
problem. Because exams, although they're weighted a lot, they don't always have the same amount of pressure that tests have. At least in my experience.
Exactly.
But like tests, like they weigh a lot compared to everything else that you do, and a lot of the times they don't showcase your critical thinking skills. Well, I mean some do, but like the point I'm trying to make is it doesn't always have a fair representation as to what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. And again, like you could have like during test time, for example, like there's times where students are going through other stuff and they have to deal with other things too. There's also days where tests overlap. I've had days where I had 3 tests in one day.
Yeah.
That's insane. Exams are done.
Yeah.
Anyways, like
Yeah.
sorry.
It's like,
Go ahead.
I don't know. Here's my thing. I just it's just in my experience, even through like elementary school up until now, I've always just been bad at tests.
Right.
But then like my teachers always say, you know what you're talking about.
That's the thing.
So
I was gonna say that
a lot
about
of the
you, yeah.
times, like with certain classes, they'd be confused as to why I did bad
Right.
on the test. They'd be like, I don't. It's like they wouldn't like care too much because they have like 200 other students, and that's fine. I don't mind. But like they'd be like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Especially like I feel like English is one of my worst subjects, but then like I can make some great, connections. But then it's just doing the tests. Really bad at remembering what happens in books. Like I've always been bad at remembering. even
That's odd though, because you can watch a
even
TV
with
show.
shows,
Yeah,
like,
like,
shows it makes sense because I can rewatch parts of a show and just skip through it and see where it is. But I can't do that with a book because I don't have visual markers. I have to read the entire page and like, is it this page? No, skip.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so it's always hard for me to like recap what's happening in a book. So then I have to like attempt to read the whole book again, and then people will be like, "Oh yeah, so this happened," and I was like, "I didn't even know that character existed. Like, what are you even talking about?"
Why don't you, would you choose watching the movie remake of the book over the book for a class?
For a class, no.
Like for Great
Never.
Gatsby, would you watch the movie
No,
instead of the book?
because like they're always more inaccurate. Because movies are meant to entertain, and then books are meant to show a message.
So you're saying,
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like movies obviously can show a message, but like usually movie remakes are more entertaining than the book. So they leave out a lot of details because a book that's like 500 pages, you can't make a 500-page book into a 1.5-hour movie.
Of course, yeah.
You have to leave out a lot of details.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, it's the interpretation of like the director on how to film the show, to film the movie that like changes what the author's view was.
Of course.
So it's like unless someone were to like make a 5-hour movie or something with a word by word, like shot by shot remake of everything, of the entire book, then yes. But then like that's not what.
That's not like logical, right?
That doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just stop.
All right, so
Yeah.
I think this is that's a good place to leave it up for exams.
Wait.
Okay, sorry about that. We had to pause it to do some stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's a good place to leave it off. Exams.
Oh no, I just want to leave with one thing though.
Okay.
I think there's some changes, in my opinion, that should be made in the way that students are evaluated in school. Like, schools came a long way of teaching more real life skills.
Yeah.
Because they have more classes for those things.
Mm-hmm.
They have classes about voting, about being a proper citizen.
Oh yeah, civics and careers.
There's like classes about data management and stuff. Like technically, there's no specific class.
Do you
for
find
taxes
school teaches you things you're interested in, but kind of makes it boring and makes you dislike it more?
Definitely. I am legitimately so in love with chemistry, biology, and physics. Like since I was a kid, I was in love with these sciences.
Like there isn't one day I haven't heard Aryan rant about biology, physics, or chemistry. Like he loves it.
It was like because like it always because as a kid I'd always be like, yeah, why is that happening?
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom would be like, oh, be careful, that's poisonous, and then I'd be like, why is it poisonous? You know, that kind of like mindset was what I kind of grew up with, and then sciences solved the issue, like gave me the questions to why, as in why does a magnet exist? Oh, it's because these molecules, the electrons are like moving like in sync type thing, right? So it's like, but then like I came to school and it's like I'm bombarded with like, oh, I have to get 90 on this, I have to do this assignment perfectly, I have to do this test perfectly, I have to do this. It kind of like takes all the fun out of discovering and learning new stuff yourself.
And you know what? Yeah,
and I don't think it's the fault of the class or the teacher. I think it's just kind of what happens because they need to make sure that you know this stuff. There's like some things are unavoidable.
Exactly.
You know.
And you know what? I feel the same way about drama. Like I was totally into becoming an actor in grade 9 and 10, and then I took drama and things kind of changed. I guess like especially in grade 11, like I'm happy. I still don't want to be an actor because it's a good course and I love the teacher. He's a great guy. And the other teachers I've had in the past, they're great, but they also they generally they do a good job teaching the course. They have to, right?
Like they don't have a choice. It's like
they do a great job. I'm not trashing them at all. I'm just saying like it kind of made just the way the course was taught, the way like the assignments worked. It kind of made me like dislike it because again there's that stress of actually having to do well. And also, like, following the curriculum and all that kind of stuff was different, right? You can't really... It's hard to go outside of the box and all that kind of stuff.
It's hard because you have such a limited time.
Also
that was one of my issues with coming to semestrial school because, like, before I used to go, like, to a school where it was, like, 3 terms, but you had 8 courses throughout the whole year. You know what I mean? And then you have exams, like, the last day of school. So it'd be, like, day 1, day 2, day 1, day 2. And I thought that was like so much better because then you not only do you have like a day off so you could focus on the homework from the day before if you didn't get to do it, but you also have the ability to explore and learn stuff yourself.
Okay.
I think in science specifically, it's absolutely necessary for students themselves to do exploring, trying to find the answers themselves instead of being taught the answers. Now, most likely you won't get the answer yourself, obviously, but then that's where there's a section where it's like, okay, this is the right answer, this is how things work.
Right.
And I think similar things should be done. Like with stuff like math, obviously, you know, it's not as simple doing it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And different courses, they have their limitations. But I think like that sort of like extended school thing should be more common. I don't like the way the school year's like split up. In my opinion,
I don't mind it. I mean,
It's
4
like-
courses is kind of nice, but
yeah, I can see, but like honestly, even having 8 courses throughout the whole year, it's not as stressful as people think.
I don't know. Like,
Because then like they only had exams because like I'm talking about schools in BC, at least the school that I went to. They had provincial exams, and then you would have it for math, science, English, and then that's it.
that's it.
That's pretty much it. You'd have like maybe 5 exams.
So no tech exam or anything like that.
Most likely no. They'll have tests obviously, but then like you have so much time not only to work on a big project that you could like really put your like whole like soul into,
Mhm.
but you also have the chance to learn a lot more and a lot more in depth. Not only understanding why certain things work, but and understanding the why behind that.
Right.
Why does this thing work the way it's saying? You know what I mean? Like, it's that's just my opinion, but and I think it's relatively just because it's like I have both experiences, not only semester school but the other one. I don't know what it's called.
It's
just
good that you have that thing.
3-term thing.
One thing I dislike, I'm actually a lot happier though with the change between elementary and secondary school. Honestly, like
Didn't you go to middle school though?
I went to elementary school, so grade 1 to 8,
Oh.
or K to 8, and the
That's
both.
a long time to be in a school with one.
Oh, but I switched. I moved around, so like from grade K to
No,
3.
but I mean in general, like that's
Yeah,
a
I know.
long. Like, what if you make an enemy in kindergarten?
and
Like
you're set for life. You
that's
hate it.
until.
Well,
grade
luckily
8.
for me, actually, I had that kind of situation. K to 3, I was at a private school. 4 to 7, I went to a Catholic school, and I'm gonna talk about Catholic schools in a second because I have something to say about that. And then 7 to 8, I went to regular public school, for certain reasons. But yeah, like again, like you're kind of right about the whole curriculum thing. I didn't like the curriculums, or no, sorry, the organization of classes. Especially because it was confusing, because you'd have like a bunch of mixed up schedules every day. So maybe like day 3, it'd be like drama, English, math, religion, science, like that. But then day 4 would be like science, English, math, religion, drama. Like it'd be totally different, right? So I didn't love that about things. So you'd have to have your day planner with you every day, just checking and referring to your
Yeah.
courses. And it was hard to memorize what days you had what.
Do you know what I hated about the first day of school?
What?
I would sometimes get to my class early and I would see no one there. And then I would freak out. I'd be like, am I in the right class? Like, am I in the right place? No, I don't know why, but I've developed this instinct of just assuming that I'm wrong
My issue
all
was-
the time. So then whenever I go into a class, I'm the first day, I am so like careful to hear the attendance because I'm like, is my name on it? Yes or no? Because I see it happen to other one of my
Oh,
friends.
that's so awkward.
and
yeah.
then I'm like, oh no, shit.
One of my best friends, he was in my class for a day because basically he found out that he wasn't, like, we were so hyped to be like, yo, we're in the same class. And then all of a sudden afterwards, the teacher calls out his name and he's like not on the list. He's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
guess I'm in the other class. Anyways,
But yeah, back to the whole school thing.
I'm back to this. So I want to talk about Catholic schools because I don't know, like, what are your thoughts on them? Like, I know
Honestly,
you're not
I
even
can't-
Catholic yourself, so you
I'm
can't
not
really
really
say
Catholic.
much. But
Here's what I'll say. I've never actually been to a private school, and like we say Catholic schools because most private schools are Catholic schools.
yeah, but this is like a Catholic. There's a Catholic board. There's the Catholic
there's a
board.
completely. Here's what I'll say. Like I had public school teachers who had their kids in private school because I think in private school they reduce the pressure of marks on kids, so then it's a lot more stress free to learn. Because
Well,
if
that's
you're-
if their parents pay more.
No, not if they pay more. It's like it's not like you pay more. It's like it's just in general those classes are just less stressful environments,
Yeah.
and you can't really learn in a stressful environment.
Also,
There's, like, it's
private
hard-
schools are lucky because they do go out with the whole like Google vibe at their places because they have nice facilities and all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah, but I mean like it's not like not everyone can go. I think the lowest school here, like the cheapest private school here, is like a $20,000 tuition.
Yeah,
That's like university level.
20,000 a year too.
Yeah, so
That's like HTS. HTS.
No,
I guess I can say the school.
Yeah.
HTS is a school in this area. They have a $20,000
Isn't like
tuition.
St. Michael's the cheapest?
St. Michael's. Sorry, yeah, St. Michael's, but that's not in the area. That's out in.
I know.
Yeah.
St. Mark's is apparently down the drain.
St. Michael's. There's a whole scandal with that school. I don't want to talk about it on this podcast because it's not a. I don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, they have their own issue.
The news, but it's whatever.
Anyways, yeah, like they have their own issue.
It's too expensive.
And there's this whole cult vibe with the private schools. I'm not into myself. Like I would never go to private school.
And there's actually like, I'm sorry to cut you off again. I'm sorry.
That's
but
fine.
like in BC, like the Catholic schools, they had like deductions for their tuition if you were Catholic. Yeah. So.
That's bullshit.
Like,
I don't like that. If you're Catholic, that's kind of like, what the fuck?
That's kind of,
that's a little sketchy.
I won't name the school because I can't remember the name of the school.
Yeah.
But I remember because my elementary school was like right across the street from the private school, and like there was like a general feud between both the people.
I bet. I don't like
there were
private
no
schools.
fights or anything like that. It was none of that. It was just a general hate for the other school.
Because they're rich. They're rich fucks. Yeah.
For us.
They're rich fucks. I mean, like you can't.
They're not necessarily rich fucks. It's just like it was just like school rivalry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like I don't know. I don't love private schools. I don't like the idea of paying extra for a thing when you have a great public school system.
If you have a great public school system,
everyone
kind of
like this, like Toronto and like York region, they have amazing public schools. I mean, our school itself is an amazing school.
It's an amazing school, but they have their pros and cons. They're definitely not great. I
mean, like one thing I did, just like it just kind of shows the stinking wealth because I did a program at a private school. Like when it was closed, they hosted it there. And we're seeing the cafeteria, and oh god, it like pissed me off because the cafeteria, I guess they served as their specials. French onion soup, eclairs, all these fancy ass foods every day.
Yeah, but I mean, like you're paying $20,000 a year. You expect to get that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It just entitles kids.
And it's a little bit better for teachers too to work private because they're being paid the right amount.
They're paying more, yeah.
No, it's like the right amount. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because like public school teachers are severely underpaid.
But no.
I mean, they are.
Public school teachers.
In a lot of areas. I know in Vancouver.
Let's focus on Toronto itself. Toronto public school teachers.
But I mean, like in general. Like,
they average based on their work experience. So like some I think the minimum when you first starting salary is like 30,000.
Which is.
But in the next 3 years, it bumps up to like 70, 60. By the time you get to 20 years. Like a regular teacher in her middle ages or his middle ages, it's $100,000 salary.
Even then, but like certain schools, I'm not talking about our schools because our school's pretty much okay with equipment and stuff like that. Some places they're a little bit shaky, like techs and stuff.
And that's just up to the principal's budget.
That's up to like the principal. But then like a lot of schools they lack a lot of like equipment.
Exactly.
Like new books, enough books. Period.
Mm-hmm. In private schools, they don't have that same issue.
So that's why I mean that general like lack of stress is really good for
students. Yeah.
Students, but then like I guess it's
just not worth the $20,000 tuition. I don't know.
I guess it kind of makes sense to why it's not possible in public schools because there's just more red tape.
I don't know. It's also
doing stuff.
Yeah, but also like I don't know. Like
private schools are good.
Private schools are also kind of weird because like there's a lot more parent involvement.
Do you know what I'm always scared of?
What?
With private schools? Okay, so I don't know. So you know the show Riverdale, right?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Do you know the red hair girl, Madeline is her name? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, that person.
You're scared you're gonna get murdered?
No. So that general vibe of like really creepiness that she has, I imagine that's everyone in private school.
No, I'm not gonna.
I just walk in straight through the door. Everyone just comes around. You know, like those two girls in The Shining. They're like, welcome. Everyone just like simultaneously is like, welcome to the blah 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 blah. Like,
St. Michael's.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's my fear. And then there's
it's like you have these two girls. Welcome to St. Michael's. They're both holding broomsticks or some shit.
And then I feel like and then there's another part of me that's like, what if it's like Harry Potter type thing where it's like Hogwarts, where it's like, ooh, mystical conspiracies around. Because I love this stuff, like solving puzzles and conspiracies. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's my only quip with like private schools because I don't have anything
There's a
to
lot.
say.
But
I've never been in
let's go
private
to
school.
Catholic schools. I don't believe that you should be sent to a school based on your religion or be rejected. I know recently in
we weren't
2008.
rejected. We were just like we had to pay higher.
No, for Catholic
if you weren't
schools, Catholic schools, that's a different Catholic board itself. They accept other religions, but it's really tough. First of all, because they do not recommend if you're a Muslim or Jewish, whatever. They don't recommend you go to a Catholic school for the beginning. If you have to go, then you go. But it was only accepted in 2008. Back before 2008, there were kids. So maybe the Catholic school was the only local Catholic school in the area. Then kids had to go to the closest public school, which was like a farther walk or a farther bus ride, because the Catholic schools wouldn't allow you to go to their school.
Yeah, and then that just changes. We can't really.
And back in 2008, it got changed, and now it's different. But then I remember when I was probably around, I think grade 6, we got our first non-Catholic girl in our class, and I remember just like the awkwardness between the students, because like
it's kind of bad if you're just exposed to one religion.
exactly, like I grew up going to
'Cause
Catholic churches and all that kind of crap.
Because like you'll be like, because you don't know how you would act.
And exactly, you know what? It was different going to a different school, like a public school, because I learned
You don't know
about
if
different
you can say
religions. No, like yeah, exactly. I didn't know what Muslims were or exactly what they believed in and stuff like that,
You were
or
kind of just
Jewish.
like afraid to offend them.
I was afraid to offend them, and also a lot of stereotypes were made by the students, and they were like
What,
were
a
like
Catholic school or the public school?
at a Catholic school. So
Yeah.
basically, if I went to a Catholic school, the students would make like terrible racist Muslim jokes, and the teachers would condone it,
Yeah.
which is kind of sickening because like
Would they condone it or would they be like, yeah, whatever? I don't
they'd ignore it, which is like terrible because when the girl
Ignoring it,
came,
though, is worse than condoning it. Too.
exactly when the girl came, she, I'm not gonna say what religion she was, but
Well, that doesn't matter really.
okay, she was Muslim, but like anyways, she people were like saying racist comments, like really bad comments. This is around the time that
Yeah.
like ISIS and Al Qaeda was a big thing. So we just assumed that like this kind of stuff
yeah,
related
that kind of
back.
that kind of stuff pisses me off.
Exactly. And you know what? There's also
Blatant ignorance.
there's a lot of like freaking and like it's also like the school itself was really corrupt itself, like in terms of parent involvement. Whatever parent involved herself
See,
the most.
That's my fear, because then I feel like there's gonna be a secret murder with like griffins and gargoyles type of thing in Riverdale.
Oh god. Yeah, anyways, this parent the parents they have a parent council at the school, and it was like super elite. You have to like the parents would have to try out to be in the parent council.
That's stupid.
Like that shit was
My
fucking
mom was part of the PTA.
yeah,
at my school for,
my
like,
mom
1
got
year.
in at one point too. Anyways, like if you were in the PTA though, all the kids would get treated especially by the teachers and the like the principal and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
They would get the lead role in the school play. They would get this. They
I
would
think-
get that.
in general with schools, I think there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to how schools are, and we can't generally make generalizations because a lot of times it's like each school can be a different thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Bayview's very different from, let's say, Westmont. I don't think Westmont is paid. It's a collegiate institute, but like I don't think it's paid or anything like that.
yeah.
But like generally, I think that's my point. It's
Yeah.
like it just depends on your area and stuff like that. And then it's I don't know. There's a lot of scummy stuff in a lot of places, and then there's a lot of amazing stuff with amazing teachers who really care about their students and stuff like that. We luckily have a lot of those. at our
I'm
school.
so happy that we have those types of teachers
I'm
at Bayview. Like there's teachers that literally like I know one of my closest teachers. He's leaving next year, and I'm literally gonna like this semester he's leaving basically, and
He
like
said he'd be back to coach.
oh no not him. One of the drama teachers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's leaving, and I was just like
Yeah, I
so
don't know.
devastated when I heard because
Honestly, it's like
these guys, the teachers at our school are really good at making, and I think a lot of teachers,
honestly, we're so lucky.
they're good at making connections with the students. There's
and we're just lucky enough to have this
exactly,
kind of
and
thing.
it's
Because
different from elementary school because if you see the teachers there, they don't make connections with their
I think
students.
something to do. I
mean,
my
like-
grade 7 teacher.
Like, would your great elementary school
Like,
teacher
they
take you out
wouldn't
to
care-
dinner or take you out to lunch? Like, no.
They wouldn't care after that because I think they were like, oh, these are little kids. I can't be weird.
Yeah,
But like, I think we're just super lucky.
yeah. Like, I love some of the teachers at my school. Like, so there's not really one teacher I dislike at our school.
No.
I mean, all of them ended up coming through in the end and being great people. Like every teacher I've had, I have a good connection with.
Yeah.
Like, I've never really had an issue with the teacher. Like I'm always pretty like
even like the quote unquote bad teachers are still amazing teachers.
Yeah, like
they're just harder markers. That's all.
Yeah, and some of them are just generally, so even if they're a bad marker or bad at teaching, they're still great people, and you can still talk to them, and like
they will care about who you are.
Exactly.
Everyone has like their personal quirks.
And
So, they all care.
Yeah. And I just like that how they teach you in grade 7 and 8 that high school is gonna be this hellhole, and like the teachers are gonna treat you like shit.
Not only that, but like high school movies.
Yeah, like
beyond. It's like when I first went to high school, in no way were there like 14 little cliques with like jocks, goths, hot girls.
We have
guys.
cliques at our school, but it's not like
it's not like that. Like the way that you say it. They're like, okay, there's like the popular people you would say, but they're all amazing.
Mid-pack popular, yeah, it's all awesome. I mean, yeah, you're gonna find your regular dicks
obviously,
in the hall.
Obviously, there's always gonna be like drama, but like not to the extent that we're taught.
Obviously. Yeah, you're gonna have dicks. You're gonna have dicks in the school and all that kind of stuff. But like, you know what? There's always like for every one dick you have at school, there's gonna be a million great nice people.
It's gonna be someone might make a sexual innuendo with that.
Yeah. So for every one bad person you have at school, you're gonna have a million other nice kids, and I think that's what you need to take out of this.
Yeah, and I think we're super lucky. We shouldn't take it for granted for such a great school that we have. And I think people, if they are in a great school, they should really appreciate it. And if they aren't in a great school, they should do whatever they can
to make it a great school.
To like try to make it a great school.
Because it's the students that come
obviously,
first.
Like sometimes you can't, and that's understandable.
You know,
but then it's like an effort should at least be made.
Exactly. You know, Aryan and I, we have some good connection at the school in terms of what we do to make it a better place. We try our best, but it starts with the students, because if the students don't convince the teachers to do certain things.
Yeah, it's kind of like the journey of a million steps begins with the first one type of thing.
Exactly. The teacher isn't gonna go out of his way to do something. You have to get the teacher to do it.
They can have legit repercussions because they're jobs.
Yeah, they can talk. If you ask the teacher will do it, and that's how it starts.
Yeah.
So
I think, I kind of want to talk more about this, but we've kind of hit our time limit for now.
So we'll end it off here.
I'll end it off with this. My favorite thing in elementary school was like chocolate milk and like pizza day.
That was the best. All right, we're ending it there.
We're gonna end it on that like happier note.
All right.
Thank you very much again for listening in to Vidiots on Call. I'm your co-host Aryan.
I'm her co-host Luke.
There you go. You got it right.
There you go. I was going to say host. All right.
Thank you so much for listening in.
And
I'm very happy.
Enjoy.
And have a great day or whatever. It's your choice.
Bye.